The Champions League round of 16 draw has been made. Oh my, there's some mouth-watering encounters to look forward to as we properly enter the knockout stages of this year's competition. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to center around the round of 16 draw that played out earlier on today, as the Champions League is about to officially enter the proper knockout stages of the competition. 16 teams, 8 games for us to look on as the draw was made earlier today, throwing up some very exciting and very intriguing encounters for Europeans' top tier club competition. Before we get into all of that though and talking about it, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things always are very greatly appreciated. Get involved in the comment section as well. Let me know your thoughts, your comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, that I'm sure will make for great and interesting reading down below. So please do enter the conversation and let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling down there. Use and abuse that comment section, people, and talk to me on this very intriguing topic of discussion. I'm sure what you have to say will make for great and interesting reading. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. Let's talk the Champions League round of 16 draw. Exciting times lie ahead. Intriguing times lie ahead for the Champions League. And what's interesting this year is the fact that now we know each and every single team's path to the final. To the final this year. Usually we have the round of 16. Then we have a draw after the round of 16 for the quarterfinals. Then they have the draw for the semi-finals, so we know which side of the draw that they are on. But this year they decided to do it in a bracket formation. We know the halves of the draw. We now know who will be facing who. We now know the potential opponents for if they get past the round of 16 into the quarterfinal, and then from the quarterfinal to the semi-final, and then who they could potentially meet in the final, each and every single one of these teams. So it is a very intriguing setup that the Champions League has thrown up this year. The round of 16 draw, like I say, took place earlier on today, and right off the bat, the biggest game of this round arguably is PSG versus Liverpool. Now, of course, we all knew the kind of teams that each side would be facing. We all knew that there was a. I spoke about it in the playoff draw about a month or so ago, that Liverpool would be facing PSG or Brest. They'd be facing Benfica or Monaco. So every team relatively knew the 4 potential opponents for the round of 16 draw. But of course, in typical fashion, Liverpool get a very, very tough game despite finishing top of the group, top of the league. Yeah, we still should win. There's no doubt about it. We still should win this game. Not that PSG are any kind of pushovers or anything. They've, of course, got a very good squad building up. They've got a quality manager, in my personal opinion. But Liverpool still should be winning against PSG. I don't think too many Liverpool fans will be happy about the prospect of going to France, going to Paris, considering the last time that they were in the capital of France was for the Champions League final, which, of course, had a lot of problems with security on that day. So I don't think too many Liverpool fans will be happy about that in particular. But as far as the footballing side of things go, it should be a very exciting and very intriguing game that I'm hoping and praying Liverpool get through. And realistically, even if I wasn't a Liverpool fan, I'd probably be putting my money on Liverpool to, of course, get through on that day. Next one, Aston Villa against Club Brugge. An interesting game, a favourable game for Aston Villa. It's not exactly the most difficult it could have been, but Club Brugge, no pushovers. They are, of course, a side that knocked out Atalanta in the playoff places. And a lot of people probably would have been happy to see the back of Atalanta in this competition. So fair play to Club Brugge, and they were absolutely worthy of their victories across both legs. Villa, it's a good opportunity to make it into the quarterfinals for this year, where they will face one of Liverpool or PSG in the quarterfinals, should they make it there. It's going to be a very interesting battle. It's going to be a very intriguing battle, that one. One that I would probably put money on Aston Villa winning. They have a good squad. They've got a very good manager who is very good at navigating through these knockout-style competitions, especially in Europe. It's got pedigree and notoriety in that kind of area. So I'm going to lean more towards Villa, but this one should be a very, very interesting game. A game that may go a little bit under the radar, but one that is going to be very interesting nonetheless. It's an all-Spanish encounter between Real Madrid and Atletico. The Madrid Derby in the round of 16 of a Champions League. That should be very exciting. Of course, you wouldn't back against Real Madrid given the history of this competition, given their pedigree in this competition, given the fact that they seemingly come alive in this competition, and obviously with the fact that Kylian Mbappe seems to be finding his feet now at Real Madrid. You probably would lean towards Madrid in that area, but Atletico got the bit between their teeth, and of course, revenge is on the mind, as well as bragging rights, as well as getting one over on their city rivals. So it could be a very exciting and intriguing Spanish battle there that you would probably suspect Real Madrid get through. But if Atletico can obviously knock out the current holders and and obviously the most prestigious team in this tournament, that would open a lot of doors for everybody else. And that would be a big, big statement by Atletico, and a big statement for the competition that the big boys, the giants, are out. Obviously, I can hope and dream, but we shall see. And they will meet in the quarterfinal, one of those two teams, either PSV or Arsenal. I don't necessarily think we have to go over this one too much. Arsenal should be winning this one. It could be a very interesting battle. It's not to say that PSV don't have any hope at all, but it's probably one of the more favourable games to call. In all honesty, you probably would suspect Arsenal to go through. It's a favourable tie for them. Yeah, and again, as much as I would like PSV to go through, it's probably going to be Arsenal in all honesty. I hope I'm proven wrong though. In the other half of the draw, we start with Feyenoord versus Inter. Inter having, I think, the best defensive record in the league phase go against Feyenoord, who managed to get through to this stage. Very interesting and exciting encounter, this one. Inter should get through. Their superior defence is probably going to be enough to see them through, and if they can obviously take their chances at the other end, they should have no problem in making it to the last 8, in my opinion. And they will meet one of the top 2 German teams right now. An all-German tie between Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen. Now, of course, Munich had a bit of a struggle against Celtic in the playoffs. This one could be very interesting, though. The European pedigree of Bayern Munich, does that shine through? Does Xabi Alonso manage to get one over on his fellow German rivals? It could be a very interesting battle, this one. I'm probably going to go with a bit of an upset there. I'm only going to go Leverkusen, in all honesty. I think maybe the extra games may catch up with Bayern, and maybe Leverkusen can obviously take advantage. But given the fact that obviously the Bundesliga table is showing that there's a pretty comfortable gap between Leverkusen and Bayern Munich right now, it could mean that Bayern may have time to prepare for this game. And it could actually work in Bayern's favour. Leverkusen, I want to win. I hope they win. I'm going to back to win, but I'm not entirely confident. But either way, it should be a very exciting and interesting all-German affair there. Next up on the list, Borussia Dortmund against Lille. Two teams that will see this as a favourable game. Dortmund haven't exactly lit any kind of competition alight this year, despite coming and runners-up in the competition last year, of course. Lille have been a bit of a surprise package this year. It should be very exciting. I think given the nature of the two teams, given the history, you probably would go Dortmund, but given the run of form right now, given how Lille are doing exceptionally well right now, you probably would side more with Lille. So this one's going to be about whether it's going to be form or history in this competition. I'm going to go with form, though. I'm going to go with momentum, and I'm going to go Lille make it into the final 8 of this competition over Dortmund, over the German outfit. And then finally, you have Barcelona against Benfica. Now, this one is going to be a very intriguing encounter. I believe, wasn't these two an exciting game in the league phase? Didn't these two have a very exciting game in the league phase of this competition? So, history could repeat itself. Benfica could be on the path of revenge, I guess you could say. Either way, I'm expecting another goals galore type of game. We know that Hansi Flick has got this Barcelona side playing some good football, being exciting to watch for all the potential good and bad reasons. So it could be a very topsy-turvy, chaotic game there. But either way, I think if you're Barcelona, you're probably looking at this and going, we might have a strong chance this year of making it at least to the final. There is a good opportunity there, especially when you consider that you're either meeting Dortmund or Lille in the next stage of the competition. Both teams can be got at. Both teams are favourable, despite the fact that obviously I mentioned and credited Lille for having a very good season, but it's still not a foregone conclusion. Dortmund haven't exactly lit the competition alight so far this season. So there is opportunity there for Barcelona to once again go far in this competition, and it could be a very good opening for Barcelona. And it could be a very good opening for that half of the draw entirely. When you look at the first half of the draw, PSG versus Liverpool, Bruges, Aston Villa, Real Madrid, Atletico, PSV, Arsenal. It's a super tough half of the draw that these teams are going to have to go through to get to the final. And then you look at the other half and it's more favourable. You probably would pick out Inter because of their superior defence. You'd probably pick out maybe Bayern Munich given the history, but again, it's not exactly a foregone conclusion, especially given this year with Vincent Kompany at the helm. Leverkusen with Xabi Alonso could be a very interesting wild card to throw in there. Lille's good season. Barcelona obviously having history in this tournament and this competition. It is a very favourable side of the draw to be on. That could be a bit more open considering the favourability that certain teams may fancy their chances of in this competition. I think the other half of the draw, Arsenal should go through. You probably would suspect Real Madrid to go through. Liverpool should go through. Bruges, Aston Villa one. It's a bit more of a toss of a coin, but you probably would suspect Villa to be the favourites. Then it's open season from there. Arsenal, Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. If that obviously comes to fruition, that's going to be a massive game. Liverpool, Aston Villa, an all Premier League encounter there. So it's thrown up a lot of intrigue. It's thrown up a lot of things to debate and things to obviously gather opinion and predictions on. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to say that my teams to qualify are going to be Liverpool, Villa, Real Madrid, Arsenal, Inter, Leverkusen, Lille, and Barcelona. Those are the 8 that I am going for to make it into the quarterfinals, and there you will set up games between Liverpool and Villa in the quarterfinal, Real Madrid, Arsenal, and on the other half of the draw you'll have Inter, Leverkusen, and Lille versus Barcelona. That is what I am going for as far as my round of 16 predictions goes, following the round of 16 draw that was made earlier on today. Guys, these are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of the Champions League round of 16 draw and the road to the final? Let me know who you guys think will make it through to the quarterfinal stages. Let me maybe even know who makes it through beyond that point to the semi-finals or even the final, or even maybe who wins the competition for the season of 2024 to 25. Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling, and all your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, will make for great and interesting reading, I'm sure, down below. So please do get involved down there. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things are always and forever greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. Thank you all for your either brand new or continued support to the channel. Very much appreciated. Will never be taken for granted. You guys are absolutely awesome. So thank you all so much for that. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video. I will soon speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll speak to you all again very soon.